Hey there, friends and neighbors. John T. Ray here with my normal Storytime hijinkery. It got pointed out to me by a friend of mine named Jerry that some of my stories in the early goings, I seemed like I was a little sad and distant when I was telling the stories, and I can understand that. Um, I've been told I'm a pretty decent storyteller. Problem is, when I do these little videos, I'm sitting up here by myself talking to a computer screen or a camera, and I'm really having a hard time figuring out how to have the same enthusiasm in my stories as when I tell them to an audience, which is a much easier thing to do. While I work through these issues, I'd like to introduce the next couple stories that'll be told on Storytime with JTR. We'll have a guest speaker, and that is the man who is the pretty much the father of storytelling in our family. The man, the myth, the legend, my great Uncle Ricky, who I happened to catch telling a few of his favorite and most entertaining stories while we were in Alabama recently. The stories I'm going to release him telling will culminate with the most famous story our family has to tell, that is the Alligator story, as told by the man who had experienced it himself, Ricky Pope. So let's get started with a couple of short stories just to wet your whistle with Ricky Pope a little bit. Here we go.
I thought Gerald was with you.
He wasn't with me on that one. He was with me. He was with me when we caught. He was with me when.
Not when he dumped the David.
Not when he dumped together. But he was with me. He was with me when we caught him. And another one is what was funny. We had all these people in the boat. Me and Gerald caught an alligator. It's 6 foot, wasn't it? Caught it, taped his mouth up, and they was gonna wrestle it.
Well, 6 or 4, and the other 4 were
Small, yeah. And he was gonna wrestle. They was wanting to wrestle the alligator. They said, "Pull over on the bank. Pull over on the bank." So they pulled over, and they got the alligator out, and they laid it down, and they was rolling and tumbling, and they looked at me and Gerald, and they said, "Don't y'all want to wrestle alligator?" Me and Gerald looked at each other. No. They was in a patch of stinging nettle, and me and Gerald, we was like, "It just hadn't hit y'all yet." Yeah, and then a little bit, and when they was slapping themselves and they was knocking, and they had some $high vodka. That was about $60, $70 for a little old bottle. They was pouring that stuff on each other and rubbing it in, and finally they stripped off butt naked. This is in the middle of the shipping canal down there. They stripped off butt naked and was out there trying to get all that off. And one of them said, he said, felt like he had napalm all over him.
But that was one of the wealthiest people in our state.
Yeah, that was swimming around in that stinging nettle. But when they looked at me and Gerald, "Y'all don't want to get out here and wrestle at me," and Gerald looked at him, No. We caught him. Y'all wrestling.
He like the flittered when he thought that somebody had messed up his camera and we'd lost the film by that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had it all filmed. They had a big to-do over there.
It was a trip.
But I've had more fun out of animals.
Didn't you show the Auburn coach?
Yeah, that was Coach Pat Dye. We was landscaping his house.
I didn't like your humor about football.
No, one of the other things, the humor. I've always come up with something. When we was working on his thing down there, on his house, they started talking football one day. Well, I was wanting to get through with the thing because I had other jobs to do. And I was wanting to get through, and they started talking football, and they was talking football, and they wouldn't shut up, and they was carrying on. And I said, "Coach," I said, I heard something. And I said, "You'd probably be the one that could answer this question." I said, now at that time they was going through all this thing about playing the Auburn players, football players, and they had a Heisman Trophy winner and all that kind of stuff was down at Auburn at that time. And Bo Jackson was his name. And so I said, "Coach," I said, all this was big time, big talk, all about Auburn paying all the football players. And I said, "Coach," I said, I heard something. I said, "I don't know, you hear rumors and you hear people talk and all that, and I don't know what to believe." I said, "You know how you hear stuff." And they said, "Well, what do you want to know? What'd you hear?" And I said, Well, you know, people just talk and they tell you things. They said, "What do you want to know?" And I said, "I heard Bo Jackson had to take a cut and pay to go to the NFL." I ain't never seen anybody.
Think that was funny.
No, I've never seen anybody that mad. He balled up both fists and he was standing there trembling. And I said, "Uh-oh," and I had a lot of people that worked for me at that time, and as I was backing up, I was passing them to him as I was backing away. And he turned around and got in his truck and he left. He stayed gone. That afternoon late, he came back. He never did speak to us, just went right on in the house. About 2 days later, he had some of his buddies down. He was showing them around, showing them the landscape and all that. And he walked by me and he said, "Don't say nothing to him. Don't pay him any attention. You talk to him, he'll make you so mad you'll want to kill him."
They put up an electric fence?
Yeah.
They're looking at each other trying to decide. I think they're discussing it amongst themselves, whether or not they should come over here.
Oh, one of them's on the move.
Oh, it's a good one.
You got fish food too.
Okay, ow.
I must have some sort of a connection with him. Hey y'all. That's good, guys.
Okay, y'all go in your stalls. Come on.
Did you feed him? Yeah, I fed him. Come on, y'all. Good buddy. Hey.
Don't get hurt.
Where's an apple?
You want to blow some folks along, boys?
Go around the work.
Yeah.
Huncho. Huncho.
Hey y'all. Oh, now, there's actual food in here. Siskel and Ebert. Come here, stupid. Good boy.
Come here, Huncho. Raise up. Hey, look. I can't reach you.
You missed and got